Who's ready for another NoBox Art Box? Hello and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. I can't wait to have a real subscription box come again soon, but for now, we're doing another recreation with the NoBox Art Box Challenge, and this week I'm doing the August 2021 Scrawler box. I'm going to admit this box wasn't exactly what I thought it was based on the teasers I've been seeing around. I'm in the Facebook discussion group for Scrawler Box, and although people try their best not to actually reveal the products in the boxes too soon, we do see each other's artwork and people talk about purchasing other supplies. Well, Kuretake was being thrown around a lot, and lots of people were discussing whether or not the Kuretake Gansai Tambi paint sets are worth the price. They totally are, by the way. I love them. So I thought this box had something to do with a few pans of those paints. Not true. It's a paint marker box. I am using pens from past subscription boxes as much as possible, and while you watch me create this art piece, keep in mind that the prompt is digital dystopia. That makes me think of the Borg from Star Trek, so today's piece is a comic book type illustration of a humanoid machine hybrid loosely inspired by representations of the Borg across all of the Star Trek series. If you're not familiar with the NoBox Art Box Challenge, this is a challenge I created back in 2018 to be able to experience past editions of art subscription boxes that I couldn't get my hands on, but there are so many reasons to try this challenge. Use it to test drive a service before committing. Use it to try more services than you can actually afford all at once. Use it to try boxes that aren't available anymore or don't ship to your country. Use it to re-experience a box you got a long time ago. Use it for the limited supply challenge aspect, or just use it to get inspired. The rules are simple. Step 1. Pick any art or craft subscription box, pick a past month that already shipped, and look up the contents. Step 2. Match the supplies as close as possible using items you already own. Exact matches are fine as long as you aren't recreating a box you actually got. If that's the case, use the next closest match, don't use the actual contents of the old box. And of course, no shopping specifically to complete one of these challenges. The point is to use items you already have on hand. Step 3. Make art. If the original box had a challenge prompt or theme, try to stick to it. Only add missing essentials such as a pencil or a piece of paper. Do any past box you want, not just the boxes I've done, and share your resulting artwork using the hashtag NoBoxArtBox. If you post on YouTube, let me know or send me a link so I can add you to the playlist. As per usual with all of these art box videos, I'm going to go through what was in the box and what the manufacturer's suggested prices are. This one's a UK box, so prices will be RRPs in pounds sterling, but I'll have conversions to US dollars and Canadian dollars in the description box down below. I'll also have real-world sale pricing research down there, calculations that show how much customers in each of the 3 markets would save by subscribing compared to the RRP and real-world shopping totals, etc. And since this is a NoBox Art Box, I'll be showing you what I used to match and telling you why I picked those. Before I get on with it, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. We've got big things coming up. If you don't know me, hello, my name is Jenna. I am a freelance editor and illustrator. I run a book review blog, and this is where I have fun with art and book topics twice a week. Join me! We have a lot of fun here. And if everyone watching could hit like and leave a comment to help appease the algorithm overlord, that would be great. By the way, I think I scared a couple of you loyal viewers last video when I mentioned that last week's Wednesday video was hit hard with bots removing spam views. If your browser is glitching out and stuff like that, it's not you. It's complete 100% watch through repeat views coming in back to back that are being flagged and getting my views investigated more closely. If you rewatch parts of my videos, that's going to be fine. If you go back and rewatch an old video, that's going to be fine. If you let a playlist play through, that's going to be fine. All of those things are very much appreciated. What happened with last week's video that angered the bots and got the video thrown in view count jail is that one or more individuals replayed it over and over and over again all the way through from the same IP address, and it's not the sort of video that the system expects people to watch on loop like a music video, so it was immediately suspicious. Don't do that here or on any other creators' channels you care about, especially when we're tiny little channels like this one, where 100 full playthrough views deleted ends up being seeing a huge fraction of view hours lost. I'm now paranoid watching my view numbers way too closely and noticing when other videos fluctuate up and down by like 2 views. And I know that amount of flux is probably normal, probably always happened before, but now I'm noticing it. My channel is very, very close to sliding over that 4,000 watch hours line, but I'm afraid to start the partner program application process whenever that does happen because my view hours are fluctuating so much right now and I don't want to lose just enough between applying and getting reviewed that I don't actually have 4,000 when they check. So yeah. Okay, pity party over. Ready? Let's go. Whenever possible, I'm pulling RRP off of the Jackson's Art website. The first item on the card is a trio of Molotow All-for-One acrylic twin markers, which are acrylic paint markers with 2 nib options. They have an open stock RRP of £2.70 for a total of £8.10, and I couldn't figure out exactly which shades were sent, but photos on Instagram show black, a mid to dark green, and a mid to light blue. In their place, I'm using a collection of acrylic paint markers from past boxes. I've got a black Posca pen from a past Scholar box, a green Pilot Pintor pen from a past Scholar box, and a light blue Crink pen from a past Art Snacks box. Next is the Kuretake Zig Writer for Vellum pen, which is a dual-ended black ink pen designed to write on smooth and shiny surfaces like vellum without smudging. Mine came from a 2018 Scholar box, but they didn't put RRPs on the cards back then, and Jackson's doesn't carry this, so I'm estimating an RRP of £2 based on other Zig Writer pens. Third is a Derwent Linemaker 0.3 pen in assorted colors, and I'll show you a line maker on screen while I'm showing you what I'm using instead. They're good pigment liner pens, just like all the other brands. I just don't have one in colored ink, so I'm not using it. These have an open stock RRP of £2.80, and so far in the unboxing photos I've seen on Instagram, I've seen people get green, yellow, red, and pink, though I know blue is probably an option as well. I want to embrace the bright colors rather than sticking strictly to the 0.3mm line pigment liner aspect, so I'm going for a Tombow Fudenosuke pen in light green. Next is the Uniball Signo White Gel Pen Broad, which is a rollerball gel pen producing a 1mm line, and older pens that don't say the word broad will still have the code marking UM-135. According to the card from the last Scholar box I got with one of these in it, they have an RRP of £3.99. I'll be using the one I have from them, and I know it's specifically that exact pen that I previously got in the Scholar box because my other ones don't have the white frosting on the barrel. My slightly older ones have all dried up, and I'm not mad about it because ever since I discovered that jelly rolls come in a broad nib as well, I much prefer those. They're just more reliable. Last is the Surface, and I'm seeing people use the hashtags that indicate these are Daler Rowney brand artboards. Since they fit in a Scholar box, they've got to be A5 size, and it looks like everyone only has a single board, so I'm going with the Daler Rowney Simply Canvas boards, which are mixed media, and have an open stock RRP of £3.21. I'm using a similarly sized artboard of an unknown brand. I've had these hanging around in my paper cupboard for years, and the wrapping is long gone. Mine are paper on paper boards, and they have a very loud linen type finish, which makes interesting textures. I do love the idea of working with acrylic markers combined with other types of pens on an artboard. That's a lot of fun, and I like the challenge prompt. I think if I'd got this, I would have wished for a different gel pen because the Signo really doesn't like to write on top of paint, but they sent out jelly rolls recently, so they're probably trying to be careful to switch it up. I'm also kind of wishing that I'd picked a different color for the Tombow pen. I pulled out a red originally, but I was afraid it was going to be too much of a Christmassy combination, and now I'm thinking this is too monotone. I used a paintbrush and water to blend and dilute so I had more color variation, and I was really trying to make this poor creature's skin look really mottled and almost corpsey like the Borg usually do. My Pintor and Posca pens were really eager to make puddles, and I got paint all over my hands, but the Crink marker behaved very well and went down smoothly. I've done backgrounds on artboard illustrations with these markers before, before, and they're great. Slow process, but easy and reliable. I do wish I actually had something like the Molotow dual-tipped markers, so I could have done fine details in the paint marker colors without using brushes. What do you think? Did you get this box, or have you tried the Molotov pens? What are they like? If you're looking for more to watch, I've got some suggestions up on the left side of the screen now. Don't forget to like, comment, maybe even subscribe, and if you like living life creatively, whatever that means to you, I'd love to have you along for the ride. Bye guys!